taking a lot of this stuff that's happening on the internet and use it as a case study. Use it as a case study. Use it as a teachable moment. A character like 607 Unc. Put him on the screen because you got to understand. 8 times out of 10, 607 Unc is coming across your kids' phone. Charleston White is coming across your kids' phone. DJ Academics, they are all coming across your kids' phone. In other words, all the negative stuff that's happening on this internet is coming to your kids' phone. All the bozos are coming to your kids' phone. Listen to the OG. If you got small kids, use them as a case study to teach your kids on what to be and what not to be. Diddy is coming across your kids' phone. Use them as a case study on what not to be. Don't let 607 Unc come to your kid's phone or computer or laptop and you don't know that they're watching you, that they watching 607 Unc. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to think the way that 607 Unc acts is how you're supposed to act. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to start going to school mimicking 607 Unc or any other negative character that's on this internet. You got to teach them. You don't act like that. Men don't act like that. Because see what they're doing with 607 Unc. They trying to make it seem like he's smart. Y'all do know that, right? If you listen and look in the comments, those people are saying he's intelligent. He's a genius. That's what they're saying. And guess what? Who's watching? A 50-year-old guy like me ain't watching 607 Unc. A 50-year-old guy like me ain't saying he's smart. He's intelligent. It's not. You know who they're pushing that to? The kids. Because they know majority of these kids are looking at their phones and no parent is looking at what they're looking at. They not. So they'll go to school and they'll move like 607 Unc. Matter of fact, no, I ain't gonna do that right now. I ain't gonna do that. But they'll start moving like 607 Unc because most of these parents are not raising their kids, bro. So you got somebody, a character like 607 Unc that's promoting to your kid, and your kid that's 8 or 9 years old, because that's the only guidance that he got. He's looking up to 607 Unc, right? And he goes to school and he's acting like 607 Unc at school. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to think that your kid has a mental problem because he's going up there to the school and all the moves that 607 Unc do. Matter of fact, I'm finna do a case study right now. This is what y'all need to do at home, guys. If you got kids, but you got to understand that watching your kids, they're being promoted.
They went to Hollywood. Stop playing with me. They went and made a motion picture. Stop playing with me.
Yeah.
Listen, ain't no.
Take it from the OG. Your kids, if you're not watching your kids, and they 8, 9, 10 years old, or 11 or 12, and they got a phone, even as low as 5 or 6, and they got a phone, guess what? Guess what? They are getting promoted. This.
$2 billion. How much you got on it?
Nigga, not that.
Yeah, I'm going that way. I'm almost there.
They say there's like 8,000 satellites floating around space.
Ain't no space. Ain't no space.
Is there air?
Not like they say air.
Y'all, you see? Your kids are getting promoted. That is done strategy. They're not promoting this to me. I'm old. They're promoting this to young kids. If you're not watching your kids and you're not paying attention, your kids are watching this. And guess what? He got the big chain on. He got all this on. Somebody might say, well, that's entertainment. Yes, it's entertainment. But what you got to understand, they promoting that to a kid. It might be to your kid. It might be an entertainment to you. But these 8, 9, 10-year-old kids have the ability to watch this with no supervision and no teaching. And they are making it seem like this guy is a genius. He's not. He's a character being promoted by the powers that be to brainwash these kids, bro. That's why you have to pay attention to your kids and use this as a case study. This character is a bozo. They want, and guess what? If you ain't paying attention to your kids and grandkids, and you ain't watching them, no supervision, and they looking at this on the phone, because they gonna promote this, they gonna promote that, before they promote a channel like Stock Sniper. They ain't gonna promote my channel. They gonna promote this to everybody. And that's what the kids are looking at. And he's acting. Instead of him acting like a normal black man, he's playing the character of a junkie. This how crackheads and junkies act in the street. All this movement that he doing, that's how crackheads, meth heads, and junkies act. When they doing what? Coming down, geeking on drugs. So, to think, your kid looking at this, or your grandkid, he goes to school and act like this. Listen.
Yes, but no.
So what's under the water? What's in the ocean?
Good you asked that. Now, what?
Don't listen to what he's saying. Watch his body movement. Watch. Watch how he moves.
Place, water, another firmament place. What they call it, the 7 layers of heaven. What they call it, the 7 layers of heaven, some shit like that. But it's like all kind of water and shit between it. And it's different layers, how they keep it stacked up like dominoes. Right. It's like God keepers, right? The prison, it's a jail cell. Gang, we live in a cell, in a prison, and we stacked up on top of each other in bunks. I swear, a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't know. But it's the truth. Look it up.
So wait, you know.
A lot of different worlds stacked on top of each other.
I was gonna say,
And can't nobody get out.
Dolphins might be smart.
Listen.
Now you see that? You see that? See, the thing is, if you got an 8 or 9 or 10-year-old kid or grandkid that's not being supervised by his parents, which if you're a parent, you need to be watching what your kid's doing on this internet. You have to be watching it. But also, you have to do this. What I'm doing right now, you got to use bozos and clowns like this as a case study and teach your kids and grandkids how not to act. Because you got to anticipate that, because you cannot monitor their phones 24 hours a day. It's impossible. So you got to understand that this is coming across their screen. So you got to understand that, hey, I got to use this as a case study. Grandson, son, you don't act like this. Men don't do that. Don't focus on what he's saying. Focus on how he's moving. Focus on how he's moving. Focus on the whole thing. And if you are not paying attention to your kids and grandkids, and they're watching this, 8 times out of 10, they gonna go to school acting like this. We're not listening to what he's saying, we're watching. Just watch. And if your kid, if you ain't paying attention to your kids and grandkids, and they go to school acting like this, guess what's going to happen? When the teacher talking to them and they doing this, guess what's going to happen? They're going to label them as crazy. They're going to say your kid is mentally ill. Look. And if you're not paying attention to your kid, he got all the bling on, right? He got all the bling on. Attraction. All the bling. Which 8 times out of 10 is fake. It's fake. Look at all this. It's fake. So you gotta pay attention to what your kids and grandkids are looking at on the phone. Your kid can be inside of his room looking at this all day long. And there is a high chance that he will go to school acting just like this clown. Because don't get it twisted. He's in character mode. Look. It's character mode. And one thing about YouTube and the internet, there's no parental guidance. Don't watch if you ain't over 18. want your kids and your grandkids to act like a bozo in real life. You got to explain to them, this is not real. This is acting. But they know, the system knows that kids are not being told that this is a character and he is acting. You look at him as a bozo, he's a clown. That's how you explain this to your kids and grandkids. You watch it with them, you school them, you laugh about it, you keep it pushing. I better not ever see you acting like this. That's how you do it. We have to be teaching our kids and grandkids. But what I see, majority of these people, especially on the internet, they say, well, likes, views, subscribers, money. All they care about is those four things and attention. Attention, likes, views, subscribers, and money. In other words, you're selling your soul for a jelly roll. Why can't he just be himself? Why can't he act intelligent? He don't act like this in real life. Why you can't just act intelligent? Why? Why you gotta act like, why your character gotta be a junkie? The character of a junkie. The character of a dope fiend. That's how drug addicts act when they coming down on that dope. When they need another hit. That's how they act. So your kid go to school acting like that, man, they gonna look at that kid like he on dope, and then the next person they gonna come look at is you, the parent. What is going on in your household? And next thing you know, CPS will be knocking on your door. The kid, once they get on the kid gonna get upset. Why? Because the kid does not understand how he really acting. The kid think that's how you really supposed to act. Why? Because he watching this all goddamn day. So he thinks that is how you really supposed to act. He doesn't know, because he is not being taught, that you're really mimicking a junkie dope fiend. But once he go to school and act like this, they gonna automatically know it. If I'm a teacher and the kid comes into my class acting like this, I'ma automatically think, man, this kid must be on drugs or his parents on drugs. We gotta call him over here and see what the real is going on. And we got to get CPS in here. Something ain't right. Look. And he knows that if he acts like he got some sense, he won't get no attention. He won't get no likes. He won't get no views. He won't get no subscribers. And more importantly, he won't get the bag, whatever this guy paid him to come on here and act like that. And this guy that owns this channel with 1.2 million views, that money's coming from who? The powers that be. You think that he'll be sitting on that couch if he came up there acting like a regular, intelligent black man? No. So he's being manipulated by the system to act like this. And guess what he's going to say? I'm getting a bag and I'm taking care of me and my family. All money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. And guess what? Soon as he don't want to act like this no more, soon as he changes his mind, ain't nothing more powerful than a changed mind. And he realizes B said her kids are not allowed to watch her do that. Their kids are separated. Y'all do know that, right? All these celebrities, their kids are separated to the ratchetness. So, when his kids start acting like this, guess what he's going to do? He's going to change his mind. Ain't nothing more powerful than a changed mind. And when he changes his mind and don't want to play this character no more, guess what's going to happen? All the likes, all the views, all the money is going to stop. And guess what? This is short term. This is not a long-term, sustainable way to go. It's not. So kids, if you out there and you watching this, look at this. He's a clown and he's a bozo. Laugh about it. But don't think that this is the way you're supposed to act. And please, don't go to school. Don't go in public. Don't go to no job interview. Don't go to none of these colleges. Mimicking this bozo the clown. Don't do it. Let me get this off of this. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. And parents, if you got, don't do it. If what I would recommend, showing it, but teach your kid and use it as education, like what I just did. Do it like that. Because you don't want your kid going out in public acting like that. Because they're going to act like that in public, and then once you realize there's backlash, they're not going to want to listen to you or the teacher. They would listen to that before they listen to you. That's even girls. Don't let your girls, don't let your kids that are girls, don't let them be watching Cardi B, Sexy Red, Suki was a good cookie. Don't do it. Because they're teaching young girls how to be strippers, hoes, and sluts. That's what they're teaching them how to do. How they move. That's how strippers, hoes, prostitutes move when they're trying to, sell themselves. So watch the whole movement, the lips, the body English, all that. And if you let your girls watch Cardi B, Suki the good cookie, and Sexy Red, they'll start mimicking those movements in real life. So look at that big movement on the stock market.